Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new or simply not yet subscribed, I'm Brittany, and definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button. Happy 2025. I personally can't believe that it is 2025. It does not feel real. It's a new year. I have so much planned. I'm going to be starting a new podcast, which will be going up in about a week. Make sure to go follow me over on Instagram so you can get the exact date of the first episode. And it's going to be all about everything on here, essentially. So anything supernatural or spooky. It'll be a longer formed content that you can listen to when you go on walks or in the car, or you can come right back here and watch it here as well. On top of that, I'm also going to be going on a ton more investigations. I have several already booked for this coming, or for this year. I didn't even say this coming year, for this year, and a few more planned in the works. On top of that, I'm also going to be doing more live, so it gives another chance of you to interact with me completely unfiltered and unedited. But with that being said, let's dive into our topic for the day. So it said that you want to enter New Year's with a clean home, but not clean on New Year's. That's a superstition where you don't want to wash away any good luck or good energy, which, like doing dishes on New Year's, washing your laundry on New Year's, is said to do that. But going into New Year's with a clean home is essentially symbolic of a fresh start. You shouldn't even shower on New Year's Day because you don't want to wash away any good luck. But have you ever wondered what might happen if you let grime and filth fill the nooks and crannies in your bathroom? Probably not, because that would be quite gross to let it get to that extent. For those of you who might be wondering, you might get a visit from the Akaname. An Akaname is a Japanese yokai. And yokai are essentially a being that humans create. So it's a strong enough fear or joy or envy of something that creates this being into existence, such as diseases or natural disasters. People need this way of coping and explaining things, so their belief will become so strong that a yokai will be born. The Akaname specifically are these grotesque creatures who appear in the middle of the night in the dirtiest of areas, specifically the bathroom, to quite literally lick the accumulated grime and muck off of the walls and the bathtub. They are attracted to uncleanliness, and they only appear in households of people that are especially filthy. Now, this might seem like a blessing to some people. Like, I was telling Jeff about this, and he's like, oh, it kind of seems like the problem takes care of itself. No, you don't want one of these in your home. Besides letting things get to that point, which is really gross, these creatures can bring disease to your home. I mean, if your house is this unclean to get one of these, then you might have things that could cause disease already. But these creatures are said to possibly bring diseases into your home because they literally feed off filth. And it's said that their presence is often seen as bad luck. The first ever mention of this creature is in Toriyama Sekin's collection. And honestly, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the name of this, but I will say the translated version, which is the Illustrate Demon Horde's Night Parade, which was published in 1776. Sekin didn't really say too much about the creature. He gave it a name, and he said that it had this love for filth and grime, but then he gave a drawing of the creature. And this picture was of an old-fashioned bathhouse with a skinny, most likely naked creature stepping out from around the corner. The creature had black hair and a long tongue hanging out. It also had a single foot showing that has a large clawed toe. As years went on, there were more descriptions and drawings of the Akaname. And that's when we learned that the sole purpose of this creature is to literally go into bathrooms and bathhouses at night and lick the scum, mold, and residue from the walls and the tub. The creature is about the size of a child and will crouch or crawl across the floor hunched over on its clawed hands and feet, which honestly sounds quite terrifying. It has these large eyes and wild hair and an incredibly long tongue. The Akaname's skin color will range from blue-black to green and even sometimes this pale reddy color. But despite how terrifying this creature might look, they don't want to harm you. Like, sure, they might bring in some diseases because they feed off really gross stuff. But, you know, that's not really their fault. That's just kind of what they eat. And they don't set out with intentions to hurt you. That can't be said, though, about another creature. The Akaname isn't the only scum eater. There was one that was mentioned before, and that is the Akaname, which can be traced all the way back to 1686. The Akaname is created from the energy of accumulated dirt and dust in old bathhouses and abandoned buildings. The energy of the filth creates the Akaname, where the Akaname is a creature that is summoned. It goes from place to place. So once this creature is created, it will continue living there, feasting on the same filth that had created it. But there's this really terrifying account of the Akaname. The legend goes, once upon a time, there was a man that lived in the Harima province, and his favorite thing to do was enjoy a nice long bath by himself out of the way in this outdoor hot spring, which is called an onsen. I mean, I've always wanted to go to a hot spring. I think they sound amazing. You're out in nature, you're secluded, you know, nice warm water. Sounds quite relaxing and grounding. So I don't blame him. He wanted to go out, get away from the hustle and bustle of town, and really just relax. He had went to this particular onsen plenty of times before, and every time he went, he never saw anybody. He was completely alone. He was at peace. He loved it. But then one day, out of nowhere, he would see a beautiful woman. The man would be surprised because, one, he thought the woman was beautiful, and she just came out of nowhere. Two, not once had he ever been disturbed while being here. And he was even more surprised when the woman offered to scrub his back. Of course, he said yes. You know, he thought she was beautiful. So he's like, yeah, sure. Love that. Great. But he would quickly realize what a horrible idea this was, because the beautiful woman was not a woman at all. Instead, she was an Akaname in disguise. And when the man's back was turned, the creature stuck out its long tongue and licked away at his skin until he was nothing but a pile of bones. I mean, it doesn't really seem like this man did anything to deserve this, and it was just kind of an opportunity for the creature. Like, maybe he was really filthy? I don't know, but I would imagine that's a pretty horrible way to die. Getting just licked to death. I'm really starting to research a lot more about Japanese folklore. So in the future, you guys will be hearing about a lot more creatures from Japanese folklore and legends. Let me know what you guys think about this particular legend down below. Make sure you hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed. And until my next video, I love you guys. Bye.